Greetings. January 1st, 2024. It's another day. It's the beginning of another year. And as always, when history proceeds, those as we live it, we do not know what is coming. Here's to hoping that what is coming turns out to be better than what we expect. I should take. It's not a real salute unless you actually toast. Complete the toast, I guess. It is the beginning of a year that in the United States has a presidential election. We will see many things, including possibly that President Biden will resign, or excuse me, probably won't resign, but he will not run. We might see that. We might see that President Biden runs as he did in 2020 without ever having to run. We might see that Trump, based on polls, the leading candidate amongst the Republican potential nominees at this point, is barred from several states. We might see that the Supreme Court has to step in and override those absurd decisions within those states that are purely partisan. We might see that the Supreme Court has to protect once again from the overreach of these Democrats. President Biden being a leading example. We might see that it not happen. And that in some states, the leading candidate is not on the ballot. And then we can have all the ballots printed in Spanish, and we can truly be a Latin American banana republic. Hear, hear. We might see the economy continue to go along, and we might see all of them on the various cable shows and all of those do this about how great the economy is and why do they have any concern about it? The economy is great. We might see that. We might see the people who don't have to be concerned about money continue to look down on and be impatient with and demand that those who have to make choices about how their money is spent. We might see that they continue with that. We might see that the pin gets pulled out and that there's a real disruption, whether it's in oil, whether the Iranians hit some facilities in Saudi Arabia, whether it's a cutoff of shipping, whether it's Kim out of North Korea doing something that becomes disruptive, whether it's China doing something that becomes disruptive, whether it is Putin doing something that becomes disruptive, or whether it is Joe Biden and the United States doing something that becomes disruptive. Oh, wait, I'm not equating them in terms of that, but Joe Biden has done a number of things that have disrupted the economy. Conversation for another day if you're not familiar with them. But we might see that. We might see that there's more and more recognition that 5 to 6 now million illegal immigrants in this country have a suppressive effect on wages, have a tremendous increase in spending. All of those things might come to a boiling point. We already have these liberal sanctuary cities and states who are crying and screeching because of a few thousand immigrants that they have to take care of, right? They're not illegal immigrants because you can't be illegal. They're not even migrants. They're just immigrants. We might see that. We might see the cows come home too. So just a oh, that's right. What's going to happen in Israel? What's going to happen? Will Joe Biden actually continue to support Israel as it takes Hamas out? Will Joe Biden and whoever's running him, the hand up his back, have the ability and the willingness to do the work? That's the work also, gonna spoiler alert, gonna let the cat out of the bag that Egypt wants, Saudi Arabia wants, and the stable countries of the Arab Muslim world want. It's only Iran that wants Hamas to do and Hezbollah to do what it's doing. They can't say it, but Hamas would be as destabilizing to the Egyptian government as it is to trying to be to Israel. And the Saudis want none of that rebelliousness, and they don't want any of that near them. Will Joe Biden have it? So, at the beginning of 2024, there are many things to see and consider. There are many possibilities. Most of them are bleak. Most of them are not good to think about. Will diversity, equity, and inclusion, the affirmative action scam that is going on, has been going on, will it continue to be revealed to be the racist, sexist, heterophobic, whatever the opposites of all those are? Will it be revealed to be that? Or will you be the one who's in a plane crash because a diversity, equity, and inclusion person is put in the position of being an air traffic controller? And will you be happy that you died because someone who was not qualified except by skin and sex and sexual preferences is the one that failed to do the job to fail to will you be happy with that? Will you be proud of the diversity, equity, and inclusion? And before anyone jumps me, why aren't these people who are pushing that push for better actions, better results, better scores?